A simple Google search on competitor analysis can leave you overwhelmed. It sure did for me. Not only does everyone have a different take on how to conduct competitor analysis, but it can also leave you in splits. In this video, I'm going to cover how do you actually evaluate your competitors and what are the parameters to evaluate them on. Before that, please take a moment to like and subscribe to never miss an update. When researching competitors, I'm always left with a ton of questions. Who are their founders? How many customers do they have? What is their annual revenue? What next feature are they working on? And much more. Hence, in this video, I want to introduce a template by Averio that really helped me a lot in answering all these questions. You can find the link to the template in the description below. First of all, you need to identify who your competitors are. Of course, we all know direct competitors that solve the same problem for the same audience, but in a slightly different way. For example, Uber and Lyft. However, there are other indirect and potential customers that you also need to keep track of. From Mick Bonner's classification, competitors can be divided as solving the same problem for the same audience using a slightly different product, solving the same problem for the same customer but in a different way, and solving the same problem in a similar way but for customers in a different industry. For example, Uber's direct competitors are Lyft and Grab, while competitors that solve the same problem for the same customer in a different way are public transport and local taxis. Once you have these competitors ready, it's time to dig into their profiles. I'd recommend start off by business and company metrics. Sites such as Crunchbase will show you a quick overview of your competitor's business. Ideally, you want to look at things such as the founders, when was the company founded, how much funding do they have, how many employees do they have, and so on and so forth. The company's LinkedIn profile is also a great place to know more about the company culture and the employees. And then of course there is Glassdoor for employee reviews and a peek into their everyday lives. Next comes their products or services. What is the core value their product provides? How does the product stand out from others? What technology do they use? What is the revenue model? You want to spend the most time in analyzing their feature set. What all features do they have in the product? Where does your product stand in terms of features when compared to theirs? Next, when talking about pricing, ensure that you keep in mind any perks, free trials, or freemium services that they offer. The next part of competitor analysis is understanding what their customers have to say. Start off by reading your competitor reviews on sites such as Capterra, Clutch, G2 Crowd, etc. Quora, Reddit, and other communities specific to your niche will also tell you a lot about what people think about your competitors. Are people happy with their services? Do they face any challenges while using their products? Further, social media is also a great way to understand what customers think of your competitors. Twitter, for instance, will show you the most recent discussions as well as the most trending ones. You can also run these tweets via a sentiment analysis tool to gauge the general emotion associated with your competitor. Sites such as Mention and Google Alerts will also notify you every time there is some news about your competitor. Also, do not forget to analyze the demographics such as which markets does your competitor serve the most, where do their most loyal customers stay, how old are they, what do they do for a living, and so on and so forth. Tools such as Alexa Site Info will give you a quick overview of your competitor's audience. The next important aspect you need to look at is marketing, ranging from SEO, social media, customer acquisition, advertising, etc. Tools such as SEMrush can be really powerful for this analysis. You can check the top keywords and search terms for which your competitors rank for, the number of backlinks they have, the number of paid search traffic they get, and so on and so forth. Facebook Ad Library is also a great place to check the type of ads your competitor is running and in which countries. Also, remember to study how they acquire customers and what the sales process looks like. Consider signing up for any demo or sales call they might have. Once you study all these aspects, you'll have a fair idea of where you stand. The idea here is to find any untapped market opportunities. Focus on what is present in the market and what is missing to find the areas where you can focus on. Let me know in the comment section what all do you keep in mind when studying your competitors, or if I missed something.